Welcome to the GSA 8A Stars 3 DPA training video series. This is the third of 4 videos to help you understand GSA's 8A Stars 3 Government-Wide Acquisition Contract, or GWAC. We've already covered the basics of the 8A Stars 3 GWAC. This video explains the ordering process. GSA provides many tools to help you award a task order against a GWAC in a simple and streamlined fashion. By the end of this video, you should be able to recognize the ordering procedures for the 8A Stars 3 GWAC, identify the tools you can use to issue and award a task order, and successfully locate the 8A Stars 3 GWAC in eBuy. The Ordering Contracting Officer, or OCO, is in control from the order planning to closeout. As a part of their job, they must comply with all GWAC terms and conditions, along with FAR and agency guidance. Make sure the order work is within contract scope. Ensure that all applicable contractors are provided a fair opportunity to be considered prior to award for orders exceeding the 8A competitive threshold. Request audit assistance when applicable, and verify funding and comply with appropriation law and financial policy. If a core COTR is assigned, the OCO must ensure that the extent of their authority and responsibilities are clearly defined. FAR 42.1502 requires the OCO to monitor and evaluate contractor performance and enter performance data into CPARS, or an agency-specific past performance system. OCOs must also enter order data into the Federal Procurement Data System, FPDS, per FAR 4.6. Respond to FOIA requests, protests, disputes, and claims at the order level. Ensure prompt payment of contractor invoices. Provide a complete copy of the task order and subsequent modifications to s3@gsa.gov. And perform order closeout in accordance with FAR 4.804-5, provide GSA with documentation and copy of task order closeout. Before issuing task orders on a GSA GWAC, federal contracting officers must complete training and receive a Delegation of Procurement Authority, or DPA. A warranted contracting officer becomes an OCO after obtaining a DPA. We'll cover this more thoroughly in Topic 4 of this course. Wondering how to access a GWAC? There are 2 ways to access a GWAC. Direct acquisition is when the requesting agency OCO conducts the acquisition and administers the order. The alternative is assisted acquisition. That's when the servicing agency OCO conducts the acquisition and administers the order on behalf of the requesting agency. A value-added fee is agreed to between the servicing agency, i.e., GSA Assisted Acquisition Services, www.gsa.gov/AAS, and the requesting agency. The OCO is responsible for acquisition planning and conducting due diligence. The process to award a task order can be configured to agency needs, provided it is consistent with the terms and conditions of the GWAC, customer agency policy, and the ordering procedures at FAR 16.505. It's recommended that OCOs keep submission requirements to the minimums required in order to promote competition. Once a DPA is granted, the OCO follows their internal process for planning, funding the requirement, gaining any necessary approvals, and documenting the order. Acquisitions should follow these basic steps. First, plan the acquisition, define requirements, and develop the task order request. Issue the task order request and provide a fair opportunity to be considered, unless there is an exception. Then, evaluate the proposals. Document the award, debriefings, and protests. Administer the award, and then close out the order. When ordering from a GWAC, the OCO can exercise broad discretion in developing appropriate order placement procedures. Some considerations are: provide each contractor a fair opportunity to be considered for each order per FAR 16.505. Remember, 8A Stars 3 allows for sole source orders at or below the 8A competitive threshold, including options. Use streamlined ordering methods per FAR 16.505. Submission requirements should be kept to a minimum. Limit the number of evaluation factors to meaningful discriminators, such as past performance. Remember, the only evaluation factor that is required is price. List your evaluation criteria and their relative order of importance. FAR 15.3 source selection approach is discretionary. You may utilize oral proposals, and a multi-phased approach may be implemented to reduce risks. OCOs must give each 8A Stars 3 contract holder a fair opportunity to be considered for all orders over the micro-purchase threshold, unless a statutory exception is invoked. The exception to fair opportunity at FAR 16.505B2IE is typically used for Stars 3 sole source orders. The statute authorizing sole source orders is the Small Business Act, 15 U.S.C. 637A. You can view the list of exceptions in FAR 16.505B2. In accordance with FAR 16.505, for task orders in excess of $6 million, the contracting agency's obligation to provide a fair opportunity to be considered is not met unless all contractors are provided the following: a notice that includes a clear statement of the agency's requirements for task or delivery order, a reasonable period of time to submit a proposal, a disclosure of the evaluation methodology. This must include the significant factors and subfactors, including cost or price, that the agency expects to use in evaluating proposals. It should also outline the relative importance of all items. If award is intended on the basis of best value, you must provide a description of the basis for award and the relative importance of non-price and price or cost factors. An opportunity for a post-award debriefing. Each of the items just described are also considered best practices regardless of order value. FAR 16.505B2I contains exceptions to the fair opportunity requirement. If one of these exceptions is used, then written justification and approval in accordance with FAR 16.505B2II is required when utilizing an exception to fair opportunity. The 8A Stars 3 website has helpful tools for ordering offices, including the 8A Stars 3 Ordering Guide. This guide defines roles and responsibilities for the ordering process and is full of helpful instructions for using 8A Stars 3. Check back often as rules change. The guide is updated often. Additional resources include full contract copy, streamlined procurement guidance, industry partner list with point of contact information, industry partner pricing, information on requesting a scope compatibility review, and small business capability research information. GSA has a variety of resources for helping the OCO order against a GWAC. One of the main resources is eBuy, GSA's online request for proposal system. You can request information, find sources, and prepare for RFQs, RFPs in eBuy. GSA's eBuy is the preferred system for RFI and fair opportunity postings. eBuy provides electronic posting of RFI and fair opportunity postings, rapid response, and ensured transmittal of postings. It's easy to find 8A Stars 3 on eBuy. Just log in and find Technology Contracts. Then click on Technology Contracts, Click on GWACs, and you'll find the 8A Stars 3 GWAC. Are you a Department of Defense customer? For answers to questions specifically related to DoD's authority to use 8A Stars 3 and other interagency contracts, please contact DPC, Defense Pricing and Contracting. 8A Stars 3 has many features and benefits that help streamline your acquisition. Be sure and take advantage of the GWAC resources available to assist contracting officers in awarding task orders. For 8A Stars 3, you should now be able to recognize the ordering procedures, identify the tools you can use to order, and successfully locate the 8A Stars 3 GWAC in eBuy. Our next video will explain delegation of procurement authority. Please select Topic 4, Delegation of Procurement Authority, to continue with the course.